In the town of Umunna, where the red earth stretched like a cloth beneath the sun, there lived a man named Chim, son of Okonkwo the trader. Chim was a man of many talents, one whose hands built wealth as surely as the farmer's hoe brings forth yam. From his youth, he had worked with determination, and the people of Umunna often said his stride was like the eagle's flight, measured, proud, and destined for heights. Yet life, which moves with both sweetness and bitterness, held for him a storm hidden in the calabash of fate. One day, a great accident befell Chim. The cart of fortune overturned, and from that hour he forgot 14 harvests of his life. His memory, once like a flowing river, dried to a stream that stopped short at a distant past. He could recall his youth, but not the wife he had married, nor the child that had been born to him, nor the family heart that had grown warm under his roof. His wife, Sarah, daughter of Noka the palm tapper, was left to carry the burden of remembrance. She was like the kola tree that still bears fruit after the storm tears at its branches. Sarah knew her husband's heart even when his eyes looked upon her as a stranger. Their daughter, May, called him father, but his mind did not stretch far enough to claim her. Yet Sarah did not waver. She tended him, fed him, and spoke to him of the days he had lost, planting seeds of memory like a farmer returning yam tendrils to the earth. But as the moon does not shine without shadows, so too did another figure rise to trouble their household. A woman named Ruth came, her footsteps bold, her voice sharpened like a cutlass. She declared before the people that she, too, was Chim's wife, and that a child bore his blood through her womb. The village shook with whispers, for such words were not small. Ruth's claim was heavy, like a pot filled with stones. She pointed to the past and spoke of times Sarah did not wish to recall, times of betrayal, of wandering affection, of hidden unions. Ruth even brought forth a child, saying, "This child belongs to Chim." The matter grew from whispers to disputes, until even the council of elders debated the truth. A test of blood was demanded, for the word of men had learned new ways to trace lineage. And when the test was done, it revealed that indeed Ruth's child carried Chim's seed. This truth struck like thunder upon Sarah's heart. Yet she did not fall. She stood as the Iroko stands when lightning strikes, scarred but unbroken. The struggle did not end there, for Chim was not only a man of family but also a man of enterprise. He had built a great company, its wealth spread like rivers into many hands. With his memory gone, others sought to seize what was his. Shares were contested, documents were waved before the elders, and the air was thick with the scent of greed. Ruth pressed her claim not only upon his heart but also upon his wealth, saying that her place entitled her to what his hands had built. It was as though Chim stood in the marketplace blindfolded, with many hands tugging at his cloth. Sarah held him from one side, Ruth from the other, and the world of business pulled from yet another direction. The man, once steady as the talking drum, now wavered like a leaf on troubled waters. But seasons pass, and time, though it wounds, also heals. Slowly, Chim began to gather fragments of his memory. A song remembered, a face recognized, a moment relived. He recalled proposing to Sarah in the days when the moon was round and the river sang. He remembered the laughter of his daughter May, whose footsteps had once filled his courtyard. Like pieces of broken calabash fitted together, his life began to form again. Still, the past Ruth carried could not be erased, for truth and betrayal were woven into his story like black and white threads in a single cloth. The people said, when two women wrestle over a child, it is the earth that feels the weight of their struggle. So too was Chim's soul pressed under the weight of divided loyalties. Yet through all this, Sarah remained steadfast. Her love was not soft like water that runs away, but firm like the mortar that holds the pestles beating. She forgave, not because she forgot, but because her spirit sought peace more than bitterness. And slowly, Chim leaned again toward her, drawn by the strength she carried, the quiet dignity with which she had endured. Ruth, though fierce, faded like the harmattan haze when the rains return. The truth had been revealed, her child acknowledged, her claims contested, but the house of Chim did not fall to her hands. The company found new managers, the courts of men gave their verdicts, and the dust of battle settled. In the fullness of time, the household of Chim and Sarah welcomed new hope. Sarah conceived again, her womb heavy with promise. This child was not born out of confusion or betrayal, but out of reconciliation and renewal. The people of Umunna said, "When the earth cracks, the rain enters, and from the crack new life can spring." Thus, Chim's tale became one told by the elders at firelight. They said, "Learn from Chim, whose memory was broken but whose spirit endured. Learn from Sarah, whose love bore the weight of storms yet chose forgiveness. And learn also from Ruth, for her fire reminds us that hidden deeds bear fruit, whether sweet or bitter." The tale carried many lessons. That memory is fragile, yet identity is deeper than what the mind recalls. That love tested by betrayal can break, yet also mend if tended with patience. That family, like the palm tree, bends but does not fall when roots run deep. And that dignity is the garment no one should ever lay aside, not for wealth, not for passion, not for power. And so, the story closed with a proverb. The bird that loses its way in the storm may still find the branch, but only if it keeps its wings steady. So too must the heart remain steady, for storms will pass, but dignity endures.